February 15th, 2024. Jennifer Lopez made a big announcement about her 5th concert tour, This Is Me Now, probably the biggest tour of her life starting from June 26th. But people did not show much interest and ticket sales were noticeably low. The reason? We'll come to that point later. However, in April 2024, J.Lo rebranded it as a celebration of her 34 years of long successful career to attract her fans. And it kind of worked. Rehearsals began. All the shows were finalized as the fans awaited the big day in their locations. But then came May 31st with a shock, when J.Lo just shared a newsletter casually saying the tour was canceled because she was going to spend more time with her family. She also wrote this little consolation note for her fans. And the public response was brutal and explosive, like this. But how did J.Lo, a global heartthrob for over a decade, end up this way? Why weren't her show tickets selling well in the first place? It all points towards one thing: a massive downfall in J.Lo's career. Jennifer Lopez is not just a singer, but also an actress, dancer, performer, fashion designer, wife, mother, and a 400-millionaire businesswoman. In fact, J.Lo is celebrated for her amazing journey as a Latina who rose from modest beginnings to becoming a global superstar. Believe it or not, her green dress from the 2000 Grammy Awards became so iconic that it inspired Google to create its image search feature, Google Images. This alone could be enough to remember J.Lo forever. But in her life and career, she has achieved a lot more than that. In 1991, she first landed a role on the sketch comedy show In Living Color as a fly girl, which boosted her career as an actor, dancer, and singer. But her big break came in 1997 when she played Selena in the biopic Selena. It was a massive success for her. In 1999, she released her debut album On the Six, which was hugely successful. At the same time, she starred in several movies and performed at the 1999 World Cup. This was the moment when everybody knew that a star was born. In 2001, she released her second album, J.Lo, and starred in The Wedding Planner. Both the album and the movie hit #1 in their categories, making her the first artist to have a #1 album and movie simultaneously. One of her concerts was live-streamed in 2001, attracting 12 million viewers, making it one of the most successful live-streamed concerts ever. Billboard named her the top Hot 100 female artist of 2001. That same year, she launched her first clothing line and released 2 more albums in 2002. Her remix album, J to the L.O., The Remixes, was the first to reach #1 on the US Billboard 200. She continued acting, released a top-selling fragrance, and opened a restaurant. During this period, she met Ben Affleck and started dating. They also made a film together, Giggly, one of the worst movies of all time. And this was the first baby step towards the downturn in her career. But she continued thriving, and so did her ego. Her song On the Floor became one of the best-selling singles ever, and its music video was the most viewed female music video in 2012. In 2014, she was the first woman to receive the Billboard Icon Award, and just 3 years back, Polestar named her the top Latin touring artist of the decade. And after all these, fast forward to this year, she made a major $20 million misstep, much like Titanic hitting an iceberg. It all started with J.Lo wanting to tell her life story and share what she thought was the ultimate love story. She believed people would be fascinated by the dramatic ups and downs of her romantic history, including divorces from 4 husbands and her eventual true love with Ben Affleck. Her goal was to counter rumors and present her marriage as a fairy tale to whitewash her self-image forever. To achieve this, she planned a big narcissistic project, This Is Me Now, with an album, a movie, a documentary, and a high-profile musical tour. Not only that, but the project also awkwardly highlights J.Lo's relationship with a visibly uncomfortable Ben Affleck. J.Lo pitched her idea to various movie studios and streaming services, but they all turned her down. Their experienced eyes realized at the first glance the project would fail hugely, because people weren't interested in music videos at the time. Even Ben Affleck, whom she saw as her closest ally and the inspiration for the project, had doubts. As an experienced actor and producer, he warned her that using her own money for such a venture was risky in Hollywood. Despite this, J.Lo continued with her plans. She decided to fund the project herself with $20 million from her own money. Given her net worth of $400 million, this amount wasn't a huge financial risk for her. The result? It ended up being an odd production that has received poor reviews and has been mocked on social media. Believe it or not, J.Lo's recent tour tickets started at $1,733. For a VIP package that includes a meet and greet with J.Lo, prices can go up to $6,700. Many fans think these prices are too high. J.Lo often overestimates her value, especially when compared to Beyoncé and Taylor Swift. On TikTok, fans have mentioned that if J.Lo wants to charge more than Beyoncé, she should have as many Grammys as Beyoncé. Fans note that J.Lo's ticket prices are higher than Taylor's, even though Taylor has won multiple Album of the Year Grammys, while J.Lo has not won any. The impact of the backlash has affected her album reception too. It performed poorly, ranking as the lowest of her career on the Billboard 200, barely making it into the top 40, because people didn't like the initiative and all the cringy drama at all. It seemed totally unnecessary, cheesy, and attention-seeking at best. After all, J.Lo is not Taylor Swift, and also a generation older than her. In addition to that, in the documentary The Greatest Love Story Never Told, some fans have labeled her as out of touch and delusional. Particularly, this clip sparked huge controversy on TikTok. One user who claimed to have attended the same all-girls high school in an Irish and Italian neighborhood as J.Lo directly accused her of lying to appear more relatable.
Okay. I truly have left this woman alone for years. I have just been annoyed in silence since high school. And guess what? I'm a Puerto Rican woman from the Bronx who went to the same high school as you, and you're lying. I saw your high school photo. You did not have hair like that. And we also both attended an all-girls Catholic high school in an Irish and Italian neighborhood. So you weren't running up and down the block. You know damn well you were sitting next to Megan Farley and Christine Marchetti in class. Why are you lying? Please stop using us to look human. We are sick of you. You don't do shit for us. Keep our names out of your mouth. We're not running up and down the block. Not all of us do that for kicks. You're stupid. Stop using us to look human. Stop using us to look relatable. We don't like you.
She even displayed her yearbook picture and questioned her Jenny from the Block image. And not only that woman, but other Bronx residents are also denying J.Lo's claim of being relatable, saying no one from the Bronx acts like she described. They have even asked J.Lo which block she lived on, to which J.Lo had no real answer. Some also tried different tricks to find out if she is really from the Bronx. For example, see this fun Q&A session with Vogue.
What's something else that real New Yorkers say?
You!
But the reality is that any real New Yorkers would know that saying this kind of thing directly on anyone's face would simply get them into trouble. Another example is her claim about a bodega order with orange juice, which Bronx natives find unbelievable.
And what was your go-to order at the bodega?
My go-to order at the bodega was ham and cheese on a roll with an orange drink, if you know, you know, and a small bag of chips.
Many TikTok users also see Lopez as performative and insincere, accusing her of exaggerating her working-class background and her connection to the Bronx. However, you might still have some doubts about what's wrong with J.Lo, but the next thing I'm going to tell you will clear all of them up. Have you noticed that despite often talking about her humble beginnings in the Bronx, J.Lo always avoided visiting now that she's a celebrity? In 2011, she had an offer to shoot a Fiat car ad in the Bronx, but to everyone's surprise, she refused it, saying that she didn't like going to the Bronx and she liked to stay away from there. As a result, the entire shoot was done in Los Angeles with a body double for Bronx scenes. So after all this drama, Bronx residents have essentially canceled J.Lo, insisting she isn't from any of their blocks.
A flying fuck about celebrity culture, especially when you see just how hard she's trying to be relatable. Like, how many times is this girl gonna mention the block, but then whenever she goes and visits said block, nobody recognizes her or claims her as one of their own?
As you can see, this drama and her ego are the stepping stones to her downfall, but her rudeness is the final nail in the coffin. Jennifer Lopez always had a reputation for disliking direct eye contact. That's definitely an attitude problem, which her fans noticed a long time ago. She often behaves like everyone is beneath her and should look down instead. You'd be surprised to know that she cannot even stand it when people including her staff, backup singers, and dancers speak to her directly. For example, she once humiliated a flight attendant who simply asked her what she would like to drink instead of going through her personal assistant. I worked at a private airport on Long Island when J.Lo was still with Mark Anthony. I can confirm she is a nightmare person. I have so many stories about her being a rude and a nasty person. It's gross to say, but each time she fails at anything, it delights me. 100%. I worked an event with her and she's awful. In another incident in Germany, J.Lo had a hotel maid fired for asking for an autograph. Wherever she goes for shooting and concert tour, her long list of demands includes renting an entire hotel floor, having roses on her bed, custom candles, a speedboat, and diamond-encrusted headphones. Despite her wealth, rumors suggest she doesn't pay her staff well and has imposed strict rules on her ex-fiancé Alex Rodriguez. While there's no similar information about her current husband, Ben Affleck, it's believed he has adapted to her demands. Her staff must be available around the clock to meet her needs, even late at night. Then there's the infamous viral clip of J.Lo spitting gum into her assistant's hand. Such incidents explain why she's lost many loyal fans and is now accused of faking relatability and humility. Right now, her situation is so badly damaged that even Lopez's public displays of affection toward her children are sometimes seen as a way to boost her image rather than genuine parenting. However, while researching for this video, I noticed a lot of fans of J.Lo asking a weird question. Why do people seem so excited about her downfall? To address this, it's not really about being excited. It's more about the idea that this might be something she brought upon herself. That's what most people feel. There was an interview with J.Lo when Waiting for Tonight was released where she shared something peculiar about her. She noted that while they were setting up, they were playing music, but she was annoyed it wasn't her own song. But after some moments, she started to like the music. Finally, when the chorus part played, she realized, oh, this is my song. That's why I like it, as it turned out to be a dance remix of Waiting for Tonight that she hadn't heard before. So, would you care about the downfall of a narcissistic, self-centered person who can't see beyond herself? Tell us in the comments below.